Hey strangers, so I'm really sick, but I didn't have anyone to fill in for me this short of notice, so I'm making a video anyway. So, crappy eyesight video from bed, like a winner. And also, if my energy is really low, it's because I can't breathe, and I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm supposed to tell you an embarrassing story. And I will tell you a story from a speech tournament, because all of my stories are from speech tournaments. So, there is some background stuff you should know for this story to make sense. First of all, the way that most speech tournaments are organized, you have 2 to 4 preliminary rounds that are rounds of 6 people, and they rank you 1 through 6, 1 being the highest, 6 being the lowest, and your ranks in those rounds determine whether or not you break to elimination rounds that are like championship rounds, basically. And the way that they post the breaks for these final rounds is that they have big posters that they write everybody's codes on. Like, you get a code that's like usually a 3 or 4 digit number that represents you, and they write your codes on these big posters, and they put them on a wall, and you can read them, and that's how you know if you broke to the final round. So I was at my national qualifying tournament, and it was 4 preliminary rounds and then 1 final round, and you had to break to the final round. And breaking the final round didn't really mean anything at this tournament because you could still qualify for nationals without breaking, but like, it was just cool. It made me feel good, so I wanted to break. So I am standing on the other side of a gym after waiting for like 2 hours for them to post the finals, because it always takes them forever. Hi, cat. It always takes them forever to post the breaks for the final rounds. So I've waited around for a very long time, and I'm standing on the other side of the gym, and they're posting on the opposite wall, and I'm not wearing my glasses at this point because I don't wear my glasses to speech tournaments because you can see a lot more of my face when I don't. And so there's like this huge crowd of people around the breaks, and I'm trying to read it with my impaired vision, and finally some people move out of the way, and I kind of like squint. I can sort of read it, and I think I see my number, 611, and so I get really excited, and I tell my mom, and then I like run to go to my final round so I'm not late. And I get there, and I sign in my round, and it's like, so, and I sit down, and I'm all ready to compete and everything, and there are 7 people who have signed into this round. Like, there should only be 6 competitors, but 7 people have signed into this round. So, like, everybody knows that there's one person that's not supposed to be there, but, I mean, we don't really know who it is. And I sit through this entire round almost. I sit through 4 competitors before finally someone tells me that I'm the person that's not supposed to be there. What I read as 611 on the breaks was actually 617. And so I have now sat through this entire round that I'm not actually in, thinking that I was supposed to be in it, and it was really embarrassing and just humiliating, and I sat through the rest of the round, and then I like went outside and I started crying, and it was really embarrassing and just horrible. But I did break to nationals anyway, so that's the moral of the story. That's not a moral, Claire. That's just a happy ending. Yeah. So that was really a bad time, but it ended okay. I'm gonna go back to sleep now so that I can try and stop being sick. And, Marcus, I will see you tomorrow. Everybody else, I will see you next week. DFTBA.